Hello. Have I got some people here with me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Pum. Mm-mm. So far, I see some people are connected. Mm-mm. But I don't know if there is some people here. Hey, bonsoir, Catherine. Ah, hello. Wow, that's typical. Hello, Suzanne. Catherine, so wine. Suzanne, so wine. Natalie said wine. Oh, that's, you know, the best way to attract. Hello. I'm just trying to make some. I'm just trying to know that here it is. Okay. Just trying to make some. Just trying settling day of tomorrow. So you can have wine. That's great. Uh, so we are three. So it's not a big wine testing time. It's just going to be a very confidential tour. What a pity, because I'm going, I hope, to give you a lot of information about wines and how to make a nice wine tasting. Pas de vin pour moi ce soir. Sick here, but I'm sick too, you know. I'm coughing and I've got a throat ache. That's why I've got that quite very deep voice. Hello, MB14. So easy. I speak like that, like the Italian singer. It's not my normal voice. It's just more like my throat ache voice. So we're going to wait a little bit. Not everybody, I mean everybody, the rest of the people. Hi, Hell, Natalie. I need hot wine. Yes, I think wine is medicinal, obviously. Garou voice, yes, something like that. No, Belle, je t'appelle Belle. Like Garou. Well, I was trying to. Wine is good. You can have ice cream another day. Yes, ice cream is. No, I was trying just to imitate Garou in Notre Dame de Paris musical comedy, but I think he may have something better than me. So I'm keeping my things in hand, and I've got couples of things which are ready here. You know, like a glass of wine. That's important. And a white piece of pepper. Why white piece of pepper? You will see that later. So, my dearest friend, is together with your namesake, Bergerac. So that's interesting. We're going to see where Bergerac is. It in France, south, west, center of this part, north of the north of that. So what time is it? Oh, my computer doesn't. What's happened to? Oh, my computer is frozen. No, okay, it's working. My computer froze for a couple of seconds, and I thought maybe he's already drunk. Okay, so friends, let's start. It's already 5 minutes since the beginning, so I think it's good time to start your cab service. Costco, Costco. So, hello everybody. We're at 23 now. People are gently connecting. So, I think we're going to be like. I think you can hear me correctly with the mic. because I use the mic that I use outside. Because sometimes when I'm at home, people say you don't hear me so well, so I use it. Hello, Mitzi. Perfect. So it's good. So let's start the tour. Okay, so to start the tour, I'm going to well that where is it? Here? Yeah. Hello, Walpuri. So we're going to have wine tasting, and we are going to have got a few things. First, we're going to have got history, the different wines, and how to test. That will be the good part. The part when I'm going to have some wine, and you may have some wine at home too. Okay? So let's start with that. So if somebody are just coming for the first time with me, I'm Patrick. I'm a former Hego on Beams guide, and I'm still doing some tour on YouTube and also for private channels. So I'm very happy to be with you tonight. And tonight I do tour from home because wine testing in the street in Paris, it's not that good. So let's start. Let's start by the history of the vineyard and the history of the wine. So this is a map of Europe. Let me take a pencil, something like that, to be able to point out certain things. So this is the map, okay? And so when did we start having farming of wine? Oh, it's going to be long time ago. It's going to be the 6th century BC. You see, 6th century BC. And where do we have got that in the 6th century BC? It's going to be in this area of the world. So meaning Caucasus and Mesopotamia, mainly here. Caucasus, Mesopotamia. Okay. And after that, we're going to go from this part of the world to north. So let's see the travel of the history of the wine. So you see, after that, it goes a little bit down, and we are going to be in the 3rd century BC. Where are we in the 3rd century BC? Oh, we are in Egypt and in Phoenicia. So Egypt is here, and Phoenicia nowadays is Lebanon. So you see, we move a little bit further to start exploiting and developing the farming of the vineyard. After that, we go 2000 BC, and we're going to move north, as I said, to arrive to Greece. Okay, and in fact, it's the Egyptian who taught the Greek how to make the wine. Okay, and they're going to become essential for the Greek agricultural. They're going to put vineyard all over the Mediterranean things, over the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, and it's so important that even going to have a god of wine. You know that god of wine. His name Dionysos. Dionysos is a god. Is a Greek god. You see, well, that nowadays I feel like we have a god of wine that will be a nice god. Then after that we go to the 1000 BC and we go to a little bit further north and we go to Italy and Sicilia. And hello, Hilary, nice to see you. Sicilia, so Italy, Rome, Sicilia, and Northern Africa. Well, they don't drink wine. Yes and no. Yes and no. They don't drink wine globally. Don't drink alcohol globally because they are Muslim. So mainly Muslim, but there is also Jewish, Christian as a Copt in Egypt or some other religion. But of course, hello, Carol. And so, and you, it's Ajit, you have been on tour and you come for the wine. Well, Carol, I like you. So, but they still, some of them still drinks wine, and they still have got vineyard. A friend of mine was thinking to buy and to redevelop some vineyard in Egypt. So you say, well, World is always changing and moving. So after that, we go to the year from 1000 to 500 BC. What that? Sorry. Adobe wants me to do something, but I will do later. So we go to 1000 to 500 BC, and at that time, we're going to arrive even north from Spain to the south of France. So the wine, you see, it's we always speak about the French wine, but you see the French vineyard, it just arrived by the time of the Christ, not before. Before it's like that. Okay, so here, 500 BC, we start having wine in the south of France and in Spain. And after that, we're going to go to 500 BC to the Middle Age, and we go further north. We're going to arrive to England, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, and the northern countries. And you see, more or less, Europe is going to develop like that the wine. But what is important is at that time, till the Middle Age, the wine that people were drinking, it's not at all the wine we have got nowadays. At that time, the people, Nathalie, you spoke about mulled wine. In fact, at that time, it's a bit more like mulled wine because they add in the wine herbs and different spices. So the wine is spicy and herbal. It's only in the Middle Age that we're going to have got the kind of wine that we have nowadays. Okay. Then after that, from the 17th centuries, we're going to develop the wine to make it more like an industry. So what about France? France, really, really, the Bordeaux, which is the most important winery, Bergerac, Catherine said she had, it's going to be developed from the 56 BC, and Bordeaux is going to be here, and that's going to develop 56 BC. And a little bit, hello, Stefan, a little bit after 200 AD, we're going to start developing the Burgundy wine. So this is the two area in France where we're going to start having the wine. And at that time, in the Middle Age, the wine is going to be mainly developed by monks in the abbey. And the monks are drinking the wine. Don't worry about that. And it's only in the 20th centuries that we're going to get the wine as we have nowadays all over the world in this kind of bottle. Okay? So that was just to start with, yeah, absolutely. Lots of countries all over the world. But we're going to focus on French wine, if you don't mind, because, well, today you are with a Frenchman. Anyway, so you see that the evolution and the history of the wine is not as sometimes simple as we think. So let's speak about French wine versus the world. So it's like a competition, no? So most of the people said French have got the largest wine production, Hi, Laurie. Yes, yes, absolutely. That's why myself always goes to monastery. So, who do you think is the first producer of wine in the world? Who? Is it France? Hey, Laurie, hi. Is it France or another country? Who is the largest producer of wine in the world? Just tell me your guess. Egypt? No. So who? Yes, absolutely. Italy. Italy, absolutely. So South Africa, US? No, they will come after. So look here, I put in million of hectoliters for the one who speak in hectoliters, millions of hectoliters. Uh, then you've got in US gallon or in UK ounce, okay? So let's see that. Italy, number one, 44.5 millions of hectoliters. Yeah, absolutely. South African were very good. have got a lot at home because I went by Cape Town in the area by Cape Town, and I was there the 14th of July for the Bastille Day, and I drank a lot of South African wine in Stellenbosch. So first Italy, second Spain, which are equal with France. You see, Spain 35, France 34.2. So it really depends over the year. So that the three most important country in the world which are producing wine in quantity. I mean in quality, France. But I mean in quantity, Italy, Spain, and France. That's the top three. Who is coming fourth? United States of America, number four. But you see, it's half of the Italian production. Who is coming fifth? Australia, with another 10 million less. And to finish the 10 first, you haven't said about them, but who are after that? Chile, 6. Argentina, 7. South Africa, 8. And China, 9. And Germany, 10. Okay? That's the most important wine producer in the world. So now let's focus in France. Yeah. So this is the map of the French wine. Oh, look at that. Myself from Brittany. No, Australia is after. Australia, New Zealand. No, Portugal. No, 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 no. Oh, yeah, there is, but not in the top 10. You see, Brittany, we don't drink wine, we drink cider. And in Brittany, the cider can be as strong as the wine. Okay, so, and the wine has been imported. You see, all the north of France, north, Normandy, Brittany, no wine production. Okay, the wine production is shoof, the rest of the France, but not the north and the west. So let's see a little bit what is the most important of all these. The most important of these, of course, is Bordeaux. This is the Bordeaux area, okay? So you've got in Bordeaux many different grape variety, which are going to give you different names in wine. Um, it's good, no, the cider. So you've got the Blaye, the Côte de Blaye, the Bourg, Côte de Bourg, the Médoc, Bordeaux, the city is here. You've got the Grave, you've got the Entre-deux-Mers, you've got all the one from Libourg. All these are different parts of the Bordeaux wine, which is the largest part of France for the wine production. Then the grape variety we have in Bordeaux are mainly Merlot, Cabernet for the red, and for the white, Semillon and Sauvignon. This is mainly what you have for all these. Okay? So I'm not going to explain all that because it's a bit long, but I just want to pass very quickly the different area of France in case you miss some of them. So this is the Bordeaux. Here it is, maybe you recognize it. Look at it. Côte de Nuit, Côte de Beaune, Côte Chalonnaise. So where is that in France? This is in Burgundy. Oh, the wine from Burgundy. That's fabulous. Yes, Burgundy, Catherine, absolutely. And we have got only two grapes variety in Burgundy, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay for the white. Okay? So you see no many grapes varieties, but they are very good wine. And these, as we said before, they were started with the monk. Okay? The famous, for instance, Beaune. Aha, we have got a connoisseur here. So, Catherine, especially for you, after Burgundy, we go to Beaujolais. And this is the Beaujolais. So the main city, oh, sorry, um, we go to Champagne first, sorry. Champagne. This is Champagne. Okay, Champagne with Reims, Montagne de Reims, Côte des Blancs, Vallée. de la Marne, okay? And here we've got Pinot Noir or Chardonnay again, okay? And this is to make, of course, the sparkling wine, which are made especially in the area of Champagne. After Champagne, we go to Alsace. And in Alsace, Meunier, it's a name of the grapes, one of the grapes name. So this is Alsace. The main city is Strasbourg. Oh, that's where Connie is living. Today, Connie is not there. Apart of that, we start speaking about all the wine from Alsace. And you see, we are very close from Germany, okay, because this is the border of Germany. And we have got many wines which are here, and they are nearly all of them white. And there are two types, Riesling and Pinot Blanc. Let's carry on. And now, sorry, we go to Beaujolais, okay? This is the Beaujolais for you, Catherine. So we are by Mâcon, the city of Mâcon. And here we're going to have lots of wine. Saint-Amour, Juliénas, Chénas, Fleury, Chirouble, Villemorgon, Régny-Durette. Okay, all of them are Beaujolais. And the Beaujolais is also famous for what I don't appreciate so much in terms of quality, but which is always a nice feast, is the Beaujolais Nouveau. So for that, we use Gamay Noir and Chardonnay. You see, Chardonnay is one of the most famous varieties of grape that we use. And then we use Gamay. And we have got every year what we call the Beaujolais Nouveau, which is a very young Beaujolais. For me, I think it's not fantastic quality. But having a party with friends for the Beaujolais Nouveau, it's like having a braai with beer in South Africa, which is very nice. I say that for somebody on the tour. So here we go to another island. We go to an island. This is Corsica. And you see in Corsica, we've got lots of different vinery, and we are going to have got incredible numbers of great variety, which we don't use anywhere else apart of Corsica. Nieluciu, Sciarciarello, Grenache, Cinsault, Syrah, Carignan, Aleotico, Vermentino, Bourboulenc, Claret, and Muscat. And all these, lot of these grapes variety are only produced in Corsica, which make the Corsican wine very special and very different from the other wines. Then after Corsica, we go to Jura. This is close from the Alps. Okay, Jura with Lons-le-Saunier. So here we are going to have got lots of white wine from Chardonnay and Savagnin, and these white wine are going to be much more sweet. We'll explain that later. For the red wine, Pinot, Pulsar, and Trousseau. This is the grapes variety for the wine. Now we go to the south of France, where the wine started. This is the Mediterranean Sea, okay? And here we've got all the wine from the Languedoc. Languedoc is going to be the side on the west part of the South France going to Spain. So here in we're going to have got lot of wine, and of course it has got the Mediterranean climate, which make the wine very different than the rest of France. And here again, we're going to have lots of grape varieties: here, Grenache, Syrah, Carignan, Mourvèdre, Cinsault, Cabernet for the wine, Grenache, Macabeu, Claret, Beaumoulin, Vermentino, Muscat from Alexandria, Marsanne, Roussanne, Picpoul, Chardonnay, Mosaic, and more. So you can imagine how many variety of grapes which are going to make lots of different tests in the wine. Then we go to Lorraine, the south of Alsace, where we have got Metz, and we're going again going to get mainly more white wine, where we've got Gamay, Pinot for the red, and Auxerrois, Müller, Pinot, and Pinot for the white wine. To finish our trip in France, but not completely finish, we can go to Roussillon, which is south of France, very close from Spain. Languedoc is a little bit above, and this is really the Spanish border with the main city of Perpignan. Here again, like for the south of France, you see we have got lots of different grapes variety, which are a little bit the same as the one from Languedoc. Then we go to the Alps and Savoy, where we're nearly going to do again only white wine, but we have got some red and then different variety, Mondeuse, Gamay, Pinot, that's all that, Jacquère, Altesse, Bergeron, Chaucelat, Gringet, all these wines, some of them are going to be a little bit sparkling. Then this is a large part of France, which is going to be the part where we've got Toulouse and where we have got Bergerac that you are drinking tonight, which is going to be named the Southwest. So the Southwest is a huge part of France. So this is not Bordeaux, okay? Bordeaux is here. Bergerac is here. And this is going to be around, for instance, Toulouse is here. Okay, so this is the Atlantic. This is the Mediterranean. This is Spain. So this is the Southwest out of Languedoc, out of the complete southwest from the Pyrenees, and out of Bordeaux, so the rest of the southwest. Then we can't forget one of the most important one in France, which is Rhône, or the Côte du Rhône, Menetou Salon, which are that's Val de Loire. Sorry, this is Val de Loire. So Val de Loire by the Loire Valley Castle, by Pouilly-sur-Loire, Bourges. This is where you go to the Loire Valley Castle, and if you carry on a little bit, here you've got the Loire, the Rhône Valley, okay, with Valence, and here you've got all the Côte Rôtie, Côte du Rhône, all these names always starting with Côte. Côte means a hill, and that's it. So you see, France has got a large production of wine. So then I want to, I've got, I just group question that people ask me when they are in France about wine. So let's see together this question. Why is wine red? Yes, Suzanne. So why is the wine red, white, rosé, or orange? Is it due to the grapes varieties? Tell me, tell me. You see? That's white, skin. Aha, Catherine, we've got a real expert. Due to the skins. Due to the grapes? No. In fact, due to the skin. Because think a little bit. Just compare with cows. You've got a lot of cows. Black, white, brown, with stain, gray. Many cows. This is all the cows in France. And they produce milk. But all these cows have got different skin, like the grapes. But when you drink milk, the milk is always white. Doesn't mean the colors of the cows. So for the grapes, aha, I see, Catherine. For the grapes, the juice is always transparent. Doesn't matter if you take red, yellow, or hey, or dark, you always get a juice transparent. Okay, so that's very important. So it's not due to the grape, it's due to how we are going to mix the grapes and the skin. So the different colors of the wine, you see, the different colors of the wine are going to due to the maceration of the grapes. Okay, so we are going to get the maceration, which is a moment where we're going to mature the grapes skins. We are going to make a fermenting juice. This refers to the period just after the grapes have been picked and pressed, during which the must, M-U-S-T, the must, which is the mixture of grape juice, skins, pulp, and pips is put into the vats. So you see, we put that all together, and that's going to bring the color. So soluble pigments in the grape skins are responsible for the red color of the wine. The intensity of the colors of the wine depends on a number of factors, including the grape's variety, of course, but the vine yield, also the terroir and the climate, the vinification, sugar contents, and also the age of the wine. So more you leave the liquid, more you leave the juice with the skin, more the wine is going to be from white to red. So what is the time you need to leave the juice with the skin? It's that. If you want to get a red wine, you are going to leave the wine on the skin from 6 days to 3 weeks. This is the length of maceration. If you want a rosé wine, you are going to leave it on or orange. You are going to leave it from 1 hour to 10 hours. And if you want to get a white wine, none. There's no maceration. So, because if you put the skin, it's going to change the color. Okay. And if you put the skin, it's going to become orange. So, according to the colors of the wine, you leave the skins of the grapes inside. So it means that you can do red wine from red grapes, but you can't do the opposite. So you can't do um, red wine from white skin because that's not going to work. It's going to be orange. Okay. So you get the difference. Have you got any question about that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Orange. Orange is you take the white wine. I mean, you take the white skin that you put with the juice, and that's become orange. Okay, that's how they made the orange wine. And you have to make a difference between maceration and fermentation. Okay, the fermentation is going to be a process after. So for the maceration, we extract the colors, the tannins, and aromas from the grapes, while fermentation transforms the sugars into alcohol and preserve the delicate aroma. So different from fermentation to maceration. So second question people ask me a lot is what is the wine made of? So what is the wine made of? What is there is into the wine that you drink? Give me couples of things that you think there is into the wine. Just wait your reply. If no reply, I'll put the slide. Grapes. Okay, the juice of the grapes. Sugar. What else? Sugar and yeast. Mm, let's speak about the yeast later. Yeah, there is yeast, okay? Okay. So I prefer chocolate. So what is the wine made of? Ah, no alcohol. Yes, the alcohol is going to come from the fermentation. So alcohol made from the fermentation, acid, volatile or fixed acid, sugar, sulfur, and different other components like chloride or different other small components. But something is missing. Something you haven't said. Yes, the non-alcohol one, in fact, they don't make the fermentation with the sugar. So like that, no sugar, transformation, no alcohol. What is missing here? Thank you, Laurie. Water. Water. So now, in a bottle of wine, what percentage of the water you think? Give me a percentage. How many water is inside a glass of wine or a bottle of wine? 70% for Catherine, 85% for Mitzi. Don't try to Google. No percent for Nathalie. No water. Or the reply? Okay, 90%, 85%. 85% of what you drink is water. 85%. Alcohol is 13% around. So you see, that together make nearly 98, 99% of what you drink is water and alcohol, but more than 80% is water. So drink wine. It's like drinking water. And the rest are acid, glycerol, sulfate, different little things, but such a little quantity. Yes, good plan. Yes, you can drink, you can get another drink, When you drink wine, say, okay, anyway, 85% of what I drink is water, so come on. So, another question that is quite often asked to me, why some wine? No, it's true, Natalie, 85%. It can even go to 90%. So, another question which is often asked to me is why there is some sugared white wine. Why there is dry on sugar, which is not the case in red. Red is never sweet. They will say you need more water. So why there is some sweet? Okay, so we have come some dry and some sweet. So how does the alcohol bond to the water? They don't separate it. No, no, that during the fermentation. So you see, we've got types of wine which we call the sweet wine. These wines, in fact, they are going to have not 2 grams of sugar, because in the case of the dry wine, we get something like 2 grams of sugar. In the bottle that we said before, it's 2 grams, 2 grams. So I don't know how much it make in American and English measure, but 2 grams is very, very light. Okay, just 2 grams of sugar. But if you go to the sweet wine, it's go to 300 grams. You see, so 150 times more sugar for a sweet wine than a dry wine. But it doesn't mean the man add sugar in the bottle. It's mean it's made by the fermentation. When the wine changes itself, it gets more and more sweet. And also because the grapes are a little bit more sweet at the origin. And you have got another type of wine that we name vendange tardive, let's vendange, or also we call it the icy wine that we may have nearly only in the east and Alp part of France, so Jura and Alsace. This is this wine, and this wine we leave the grapes to be frozen. We leave, instead of taking the grapes in September, we leave the grapes October, November. Then the grapes, lots of grapes are rotten, not used, but some of them are frozen. And if we leave the grapes so long, the quantity of sugar in the grapes are more important. So for that, you can have sweet wine or going to late wine or icy wine. Okay, they are of course more expensive. More you go to these sweet wine, more it gets expensive because at the origin, the vineyard person has to, I mean the farmer has to use more. Um, he lost a lot of grapes, so in fact you pay more. That's how I say. So another question I have got quite often is how can we preserve a wine? So how to preserve a wine? First things, you have to store the wine at a right temperature and keep it consistent. Okay. The thing is, you can't decide to always change the temperature of the wine from cold to hot. It has to be at a consistent temperature. Okay, around. Um, then you have to store the wine with a proper humidity, because if you don't have the proper humidity, the cork of the wine can becomes dry. And if the cork becomes dry, it's going to leave the air go into the wine. So the cork is really important. Then you have to avoid the light. Okay, you must keep the wine in a dark location, because a part of that, the lights are going to change the quality of the wine. You also have to protect the wine from vibration. It mustn't, you mustn't put it on the underground line, because if not good. If you do that, the wine, I mean, inside is going to be broken. So keep the right temperature, proper humidity, no light, no vibration. But that's not all. You also have to store the bottle horizontally. You mustn't keep the wine vertical, because if you keep the wine vertical, then the cork is not anymore humidified by the wine, and the cork also becomes dry. Then you have to store wine away from others. I mean, if you've got garlic, for instance, or anything like that, the wine is going by the cork to get this aroma. And when you are going to drink the wine, you are going to feel it. So don't do that. Of course, you have to keep the wine to the appropriate amount of time. If a wine has to be drinking young, you can't keep it for 20 years. A part of that, the wine is finished. So, according to the type of wine, you have to keep it for the appropriate. And the best thing, of course, is to have a cellar where you can keep it for a long period in the darkness, no vibration, good humidity, good temperature, and no other no other odors. So that's how you have to store and how you have to preserve your wine. Okay. So then another question that I've been asked is, um, why some wine can be mature and some can be mature. In fact, it's going to be done to the alcohol and the concentration. Alcohol and concentration. First, it starts by the vineyard. More you've got a short production, more you take out the leaves, and more you have got a perfect sun on it. It will be a wine that you can keep and mature. Also, when it's inside the how you call that, you see, the place where you preserve the wine. Okay, you have to use, somebody spoke about yeast. Okay, you have to use some yeast to have a good fermentation. If you've got all that done, then the concentration and the alcohol of the wine are going to be sufficient enough for you to be able to keep the wine. Barrels, thank you. You can keep the wine like that. And if you want to control that, you can use a wine meter. Okay? So with the wine meter, you will see the concentration of alcohol and uh, into your wine. Another question: should we have a wine decanted, on how to aerate the wine? That's an important question because a lot of people thinks that it's better to decant the wine first. No, it's not better. If you are not sure, if you don't know how to do it, don't do it. Just open the bottle 2 days before. That will make a natural aeration for the wine, and then when you make it vertical, then the sediments are going to come down to the bottle. So you don't need to make all this process if you don't know how to do it. Because when you do that, if you don't do it properly, you may completely destroy the wine. Yes, 2 days. I mean, it depends of the wine. A wine can be opened just couple of hours before. But I mean, sorry, I made a mistake too when I replied to a question. 2 days is to put the bottle vertical. To open the cork is couple of hours before, okay? But you take out the wine from your cave, you put it vertical for 2 days. That's what I meant, okay? 2 days to put for the decantation, for the sediment go down to the bottle. Then you open couple of hours to aerate the wine. Then it depends, of course, about the age of the wine. More it's old, more you need a time of aeration. More it's young, less time you need. Also, people ask me what are the most famous wine default. The most famous wine default is the corking. You know, the corking, it's a prominent smell of mold, damp earth, rotting wood, and dust. You open your wine, you smell it. Oh, this is mean the cork has been hasn't done the good work. So the wine has to be thrown away or to be used for vinegar. But you can't drink that wine. The other problem for the wine is uh, uh, um, is the oxidation. Okay, so the oxidation is not a default if you do it on purpose, but if you don't do it on purpose, in that case, it's going to have got some smell of how do you say that, charred apple or cider or walnuts, and that is good if you have a sweet wine. So you can have the oxidation for the sweet wine. But if it's a dry one, in that case, the oxidation is not normal because the dry one, when it becomes sweet, it doesn't give a good taste. If the sweet wine becomes oxidated, it's okay. Last question. Last question. Why there is difference in price? So the difference in price is going to be first done by the work of the vineyard of the winemaker. Okay, this is the process. Okay, you harvest the grape, you extract the juice, you make the fermentation, you have got the pressure, you've got the filtration, then you keep it for the aging, then you bottle it, and then you drink it. This is the process of. So more you've got, uh, if I can say, a less industrial process, more you arrive to a good wine at the end. And what, of course, the vineyard is very important. And of course, the field where the vineyard is very important. So, what is the price of a bottle? You see, look, this is a price in percentage of a bottle which cost like 20 euro or $24. If you look the different price of that, you will see the grapes are only 7.5% of the final price. And the winemaking is 9%. So the grapes plus the winemaking makes only 17% of the price. The rest of the price, the 83% you are paying, are packaging, marketing, sales and distribution, administration, interest, tax, federal and state, net winery profit, wholesale markup, retails markup. That's 83% of the price of the wine you drink. Only 17%, around 17%, are going to the winemaker and the price of the grape. Incredible, no? So this is, you see, for instance, for a bottle which cost $24, meaning 20 euro. And of course, the last things that I've got quite often asked is about the millésime. So for that, you need to get a table like the one I've got here, you see, where you've got per years the wine. And then per years, you know if you have to keep it or if you have to drink it. You see, for instance, red Bordeaux. 2023, you can keep it. 2022, you can keep it. And the notation is 19 and 18, means good wine. 2021, it's not a good wine. You don't need to keep it too long. Okay? 2020, good. 20, okay. 2018, 2017, not that good. And you see from here, you have to drink it or not. So you see, if you take a table like that, you've got all the cepage, all the part of France where you've got wine, and then you can decide according to that if it's a wine you have to keep or if it's a wine you don't need to keep. And here you've got the temperatures for when you drink it. Okay, so that kind of table you can easily find it on internet and you ask for the millésime of the wines. So now, how to recognize a good wine? First, the good wine has no default. That's what I meant. The good wine is well balanced. Okay, so it's been in between acidity and punctuality, and the good wine has a good taste in mouth. It means I put a kind of long mouth here. It means the good wine has to stay a while after you make the first drink. If you drink it and a couple of seconds after you don't have anything else in your mouth, it's not good. The good wine has to stay in your mouth. The taste of it has to stay well balanced, no default, long time in the mouth. That is a good thing for a good wine. So how to test the wine as a pro now? Okay. So the wine we have tonight is a Grave 2019 Chateau au Gramont, which is a Bordeaux. Okay, here it is. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, so this is the wine we've got here, and we are going to try tonight. So the first things to be a pro is the eyes. So you have to look at the wine like the. Thank you, Catherine. You have to look at the wine with your eyes. Okay, you have to put your glass of wine in front of a white, not here. You see, you have to put in front of the light, and you have to make it with a white thing. So you see, let's say like let's do like that. You say put a white pepper here. Wow, gosh, it's transparent. Well, anyway, you get the idea, okay? So you have to put it in front of something white, and then you have to look at it to be able to say first the colors. So for that, you turn your glass like that a little bit, okay? That's why you mustn't also make it too full, because if you fill the glass too full, then it fall on the floor. You have to be delicate, okay? It's not something that you do with large movement. You do it with delicatessen, okay? Then you just a little bit put the wine on the side like that, and you look at the color. For a red wine like that, you are going to qualify the color. Is it red? Is it purple? Is it granate? Is it ruby red? Is it cherry red? Is it bricks red? Is it, you are going to give a color, the color that you think fit the most for this wine. So you see, for instance, this wine, we can see, okay, it has got a little bit of purple color or cherry red, okay? You see, you can tell what is your definition of the color of the wine, okay? Then you have to speak about the intensity of the wine. We say in French, la robe, the dress of the wine. So, like that, we can estimate the maturation and how long time you can keep the wine. Of course, that change with the time you open it. More it's old, more you will see it's already an old wine. Okay. If la robe, the intensity is like this one, quite strong, it means the wine is not very old. Okay. More the intensity is dark, more the wine is old. Then you also have to look at how the wine is shining. We call it the shining of the wine. For that, we have to look at what we call the disc. The disc is the top part of the wine, not here, but here. Okay, at the top of it, you have to look at it, and you have to look at it with the light. You have to look at it how it's move in the light. So the very top part of the wine. Okay, and more that is going to be. Sorry, I just put my glass a second because I'm getting a little bit tired in the arms. So okay, and so you decide according to that for the disc. Is it really clear or not? Can you see it on the? You see, we can see here by the side. We can see the transparency of the disc, meaning it's not such a old wine either. The second thing you have to do after looking at the wine, I just put my glass here on my computer. Is you have to go for the nose. The nose. So it means you are going to smell it. And we are going to say you have two noses. The first nose is you just, I've got a big nose, so I can show you what I mean, okay? So first, you take the first nose. So you don't move the wine. You keep it calm in the glass, okay? And you are going to smell it without moving the wine. And what is your first feeling? That's it. I smell it. What is my first impression? I keep in my head my first impression, you know? I'm going to say, is it a nice smell? I like it or not? You know, just I describe with my own word. You don't need to use the word of, sorry, you don't need to use the word of the very high specialist. They always use very complicated words. Make it simple. Just make it as you are. And just say what I feel. How can I describe the smell? Then, after the first nose, we go to the second nose. We call it le deuxième nez. That time, we need to get a little aeration of the wine. So for that, we're going to take the wine and we're going to take it by the feet and we're going to turn it like that. Okay. So if you are not very good at, do like that. Sorry. No. Where is, oh, okay. Here it is. You put the wine on the table and you turn it like that. Okay. Because if you do that, you are not going to drop. And you see the wine is turning. So that's the easy way to do it. If you are more advanced, then you can do that. You can do that with your hand, okay? You can twist it with your hand. But if you are not sure of doing that without dropping anywhere, then put on the table. And then when you've done that, you aerated the wine. So then you go for the second nose. On that time, oh, that's pretty different because as I aerated the wine, different flavor, different smell. I can qualify the wine with different name than from the first time. And then you can say, it's a little bit floral, or it's vegetal, or it's spicy, you see, you are going to give this kind of qualification for the wine according to what you've got for the second nose. Okay? After that, so first we have looked at the wine, the eyes. Okay? Secondly, we have smelled it two times without moving, after the moving. And the third thing, of course, it's going to be the testing in your mouth. Finally, at least after 1 hour, we can put the wine in our mouth. I prepare my mouth. So for that, I'm going to have to do it something very, very special. We call it the retro olfaction in French. What does it mean? Retro olfaction. So it means you are going to have to take a little bit of wine in your mouth, and then you have to swallow a little bit of air, little bit, without swallowing the wine. So you have to put a bit of wine in your mouth and then take a little bit of air. And then you have to blow the air through your nose. So suppose I've got already in my mouth the wine, I, you know, get a bit of air and then make it through my nose. And that air that I take is going to go through the wines, go to my nose, and then go to my brain. So you see, it's like that. I swallow it because I'm not going to split it, and I'm not going to be able to keep it in my mouth with speaking to you. Okay, so I need to I need to drink it. Normally, you don't drink it. Okay. Okay, so that's what we call the, I don't know how to say in English. We call it the retro olfaction. It's very important. Okay, and um, with that, you are going to get all the aroma of the wine. The first thing is when you take it, you are going to qualify it. We call it the first, the l'attaque du vin, the first part of the wine. So, is the wine soft? Is the wine extra soft? Is the wine a bit like strong? You're going to qualify it. You get it in your mouth. How I feel it through my mouth and my nose. And then you're going to try to qualify it if you've got the balance. You remember the balance we saw before, the balance of the wine? So you're going to try to say if the wine is a little bit more bitter, is it acid? Is it sweety? Is it salty? So all that, you're going to say it's round, it's elegant, it's rough, it's dried. You're just going to qualify the aroma according to what you put in your mouth, get the breeze, the air, and then through the air, through your nose. And that is going to be your first impression of the wine through the first drinking. So, of course, it's a bit different from a red wine than from a white wine, okay? Because from the white wine, we really think about the acidity and the fat of the wine. Is it how, how acid is it and how fat is it? For the red wine, we also have got the acidity and we have got the fat, but we add the tannin. The tannin is how earthy is the wine, okay? Um, so the tannin don't have any taste, but when you've got the wine in your mouth, uh, you feel it. It's like if you had powder in your mouth. Oof. It's like if you are eating the wine. Oh, it's very tannic. More tannic is it, more old, more mature, more strong the wine it is going to be. Doesn't mean it's better. The, all what I tell you, it doesn't mean there is a best wine or a worst wine. There is the wine you like. It's for like for the art, you know. It's not because millions of people goes to see Mona Lisa that you have to like Mona Lisa. You like it? Fine. You don't like it? It's your choice. For the wine, it's the same. It's what you like. Of course, the price of the wine is going to be done also by the enologists, the people who have got the quality of testing the wine, are going to tell you this is absolutely fantastic. But it's like me. When I make a tour in the Louvre, I say to my guest, "Oh, Mona Lisa, that's absolutely fantastic." You know. But honestly, if somebody prefer a painting from Raphael than a painting from Leonardo da Vinci, 100% agree with him. For the wine, it's the same. Okay. The most important thing is how you feel yourself, not how the specialists are going to tell you. Okay. The last part of the testing with your mouth is how you have it in your mouth. So more after you throw away the wine, more the wine stay in your mouth, more the wine is supposed to be good quality. Okay. More old it is, more the wine disappear from your mouth after a couple of seconds. Usually, it's a young wine and a little bit less good. Okay, but again, I tell you, it's not a question. I remember somebody said, "Oh, the wine from Chile are very good." Yes, somebody can say, "Oh, we've got good wine in Washington State." Yes, some people have said the best wine in the world are going to be in Burgundy. Fine, this is your own decision, and for me, it's all fine. The last things I wanted to tell you before we finish is about the glass. Okay, the glass of wine which is here. Okay. Don't forget the glass also is important. On the glass have got different name. Here we call le buvant, the part where we drink. Here we call the chimney. Okay. Here we call the calice, like the calice of the Christ. Special for the special name from our Quebecese friends. Here we call the shoulder. Here we call la paraison of the glass. Here we say the button. Here we say the legs, and here we say the feet. And then we've got the cuvette, which is like a sink. So you see, all these names are the typical name to make the feet, the feet, the legs, and the sink, the button. Paraison is difficult to translate. I mean, it's how roundish is the glass, the shoulder, the calice, the chimney, and the drinking part. So if you want to be a complete specialist, you always to have to say that about the glass. Ah, you see, Catherine. Woof, my dear friend, it's a very long tour. I have to adapt it because it's too long. It's more than 1 hour. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this tour and that you have got a nice time learning a little bit more about wine. And of course, I mean, if you enjoy the tour, you know, you can make a review by scanning the QR code, check, 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 and you sorry, also can make a donation by scanning the QR code. You will get a place where you have got, sorry, you have got a place where you have buy me a coffee or buy PayPal. So if you enjoy the tour, do not hesitate to leave a review and do not hesitate to leave a donation. Always appreciated by the guide because that's how we learn, we live. I get to yes, absolutely. I get to look at your glasses differently now. So, my friends, I hope you really enjoy that time, and I will see you in 2 days, and I will be in Saint-Germain-des-Prés to have a street tour about Saint-Germain-des-Prés. Thank you, my friends. Take care, a great care of yourself. Have a good evening, and see you soon, and do not hesitate to say to your friends, to your relatives, to your family, to the people you meet in the street, come to the YouTube channel of Patrick, follow the YouTube channel, follow his Instagram, and come to his tour. More people we are, happier I will be. Good evening. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.